thank you. First off, thank you to the fans for tonight. I think they, made it a really tough place for Red Bull to play. I think in the PK shootout, the noise in the stadium was a big factor in us getting the win. When you talk about the opponent, look, I think Troy is a great young coach, and I think he's doing an incredible job with his team. I really do, and I think he deserves to be the head coach of that team. But I will say, this has nothing to do with Troy. I think for a team and a group to be in 21st place, to talk and run their mouths as much as they do on the field, to be beat here 11 times in a row by us is something that, yeah, I'm giving bulletin board material, but I've kind of had enough of it. So credit to my guys for sticking together, pushing, winning again, finding ways to win. I'm proud of them. But yeah, for all the stuff they have to deal with on the field, off the ball, nonsense, people coming off the bench, talking, that bench players that come into the game and talk and run their mouths, it's just strange, and I think it's something that I'm going to address, and I'm going to speak my mind, because I'm proud of my group for the way that they do their talking on the field and have now 11 games in a row, almost 5 years against Red Bull.
Joe?
Did you have an update on Daniel yet?
I think Daniel, talking to him, is in a situation where I think he's a little nervous, because I think he hyperextended it and it was a feeling he wasn't used to. I think it caught him off guard. Look, Daniel's a guy that is very important to our group. We lose a lot when he goes off the field. The quick testing, the strength testing that the doctors do, all was positive. The ultrasound that they do is positive. So structurally, everything is sound. There'll be an MRI, which gives a clearer and a better picture of things. Look, I don't want to speculate too much, but he has a smile on his face. I think he'll be okay. Will it be ready for Querétaro? That's to be determined. But overall, I think he'll recover quickly, as quickly as possible, and we'll hope for the best once we get the pictures. But to speculate now, I think would be a little premature.
And then to the game itself, you threw a little new wrinkle out tonight. Didn't work.
Yeah.
How quickly did you realize that you had to shift that? And how comfortable were you with Jacob at that right back spot, not only in the first half, but up until the time that Daniel gets hurt?
Yeah, it's tough, because when you concede early, right, the plan, it goes out the window a bit, so you have to change quickly. So we did throw a little wrinkle into things. I would say, we got caught. If you look at the goal, we actually, Nathan plays a ball that I think is intended for a through ball. Julian accidentally cuts it out. And now we're so open, because I think everybody's anticipating we're going on a transition. If you look at it, our two center backs are really, really spread out, and that's the way Red Bull hurts them. They're very good at that. So again, I still respect them a ton, despite my first line there. But all I'm talking there is just be a little humble. When you're the little brother and you get beat up a lot, just know how to act. So yeah, look, they punished us on that part, and hit us when we were open, and then you're down 1-0, and it becomes really challenging. So, look, we didn't play great in the first 15-20 minutes. It took us a while to get going, but we came into the game, and at the end, I thought by the end of the second half, I thought we're the team that was creating the better chances, and eventually got our goal.
Jim, congratulations on the win. I'd love for you to kind of talk about your decision to bring in Leon into a game like this, especially after a 9-day rest with this, I'm guessing, his hip.
Yeah.
But in terms of that decision, kind of walk us through it, and then also give us your thoughts on Jesus, who came into a very hot game and I think performed great.
Yeah, it's always a high-intensity game with Red Bull. There's a lot of turnovers, not a lot of passing. It becomes about reactions, and Leon's one of our best ball winners that we have on our team. So we put him out there. He has missed some time, like you mentioned. And when we get behind, that doesn't play to Leon's strength with the team. Leon's a guy that is incredible pressing. He's still is a guy fitness-wise that is really, really strong. He's an underrated dribbler with the ball. So some of this skill set. When we're down 1-0 in a game where we need a little bit of an offensive boost, we made a change. He still had a good, solid game for us, and does a good job winning balls. For Jesus, before the game got postponed, we thought it was a quick turnaround because he ran almost 13,000 kilometers, sorry, 13,000 meters in the last game, which is covering a lot of ground. So we're thinking, gosh, we run him out there again on short rest against Red Bull, it could get crazy. And then we get the extra day off, and you're kind of tempted to put him back out there, but you say, let's stick to the plan and not overthink things. To be fair, I thought McGlenn was excellent tonight, had a good game. Leon was good too. But Jesus came off the bench, like you said, into a high tempo, fast game, and he was up to the speed right away, which was really good. I'm happy for him and was impressed by him.
Just to clarify, was it a decision by you or a suggestion from the physio or a combination?
A little bit of everything. We discussed things and we're very open. We needed a fresher group, so we had 3 changes in 3 positions that we have real depth. So that was good. There's debates all week. It's 4-4-2 diamond versus 3-5-2 versus 3. You can get into 100 different formations that we talked about and thought about with our skill set of our players. But overall, I think that we were able to survive and advance. We didn't play perfect again, but I think the second half was pretty good. If you look at the chances, on different days, Julian has 3 or 4 goals tonight.
Thank you, Jim. Congratulations.
We'll continue down the row here with Todd. We'll go here and then we'll go to Greg.
Hey Jim, Mikael hasn't scored a goal since the LA Galaxy game, and I've noticed a couple times this season, he's making the right runs,
Yeah.
but his teammates aren't finding those runs. What's your message been to him to continue making those runs even though the service isn't coming to him?
Yeah, I thought he gave us life tonight, but I would agree. He is a striker that runs hot and cold. We want him to be a little more consistent. With his hold-up play, with winning and fighting for second balls, which he did really good tonight. I think he got in behind a couple times. It is 2 ways. It's a 2-way street because he has made good runs, and we've been a little hesitant and missed him on some through balls where he's open. So with any striker, whether it's Julian, whether it's Mikael, whether it's Chris, whether it's Quinn, they need service and they need the timing of the runs to be right, and they need the ball to be put in the right space. So it's never just one thing, but we know he can play at another level, and I thought tonight was a good first step in getting that confidence back, and he'll be a guy that we're going to need against Querétaro to get us goals.
Jim, Nate Harrell now has 2 set-piece goals in the season from head.
Jump.
Yes, he can. What have you seen from his game tonight, and then just that extra element he adds to set pieces?
Nate's a winner. He scored in the last game, and I played in Bizo again because that is one position where we have 2 starting caliber players. That right outside back / wing back, whatever you want to call it. But he's been excellent. He's a lockdown kind of defender, 1v1. He defends forward and is really aggressive. And to your point on set pieces, because maybe he's not the tallest, right? So their best guys naturally go to Jack Elliott and Damian and Mikael if he's in there, to Glesnes, all the big guys. So what happens is now they look at him and they go, he's only 6'1", 6 foot, whatever it is, and they get maybe the 4th or 5th best marker on him, and now all of a sudden when he can elevate like that, you go, oh, actually he might be the most dangerous guy. So that happens a lot in soccer, but he's been getting on the end of things and getting forward too in the attack in the run of play, which has been really positive and good to see.
Jim, early on with the Red Bull press was kind of catching you a lot playing at the back. What sort of transition or changes did you have to make to kind of clean that up?
Yeah, that's a good point. When you play Red Bull, if you pass balls lazily, when I say lazily, it might not even be noticeable to just the common guy watching the game, but if a ball's or girl, guys play a ball 5 yards behind somebody, or it's to his right foot when it should lead him to his left foot. That's a second for them, and they're sprinting at you already. So now you receive the ball and it's behind you, you pick your head up and there's a guy on top of you, next thing you know it gets deflected and now we're in a scramble. That happened 15 times in the first half because we were a little loose with the first ball. So I said it at halftime, your pass should tell the other player where you want him to go. We were sloppy with that all night, even on some of the passes from our center backs or from Andre. We weren't setting each other up to really turn and get at them, because every millisecond matters against these guys when they're sprinting at you and pressing and running and fighting the way they do, and they're very good at that. So yeah, the reminder was play balls that are firm, they're on the ground, and they set up the next guy. Don't just be happy to get rid of the ball. You know what I mean? So I think that part got a little bit better in the second half. Still could be even go to another level. But McGlynn's a good example. When McGlynn plays you a pass, his pass tells you where to go. It leads you exactly where he wants to go because he sees it that way. So when we get a little casual, we play balls with the outside of our foot, or we get a little lazy, all of a sudden it leads into their pressure and what they do good.
We're gonna do last three for the sake of time, so we get to players. We'll go Sage up here and then one on Sue.
So looking ahead to the quarterfinals, playing against a team that you just beat quite a bit, what's your message to the team? They changed up their lineup a little bit, not to count them out after already beating them.
Yeah, they're a very good team. They're kind of the surprise of the competition, I would say, because they, I think, have, from what I've heard and read and seen, have had a lot of adversity in terms of player payments and different things going on. Sometimes the noise from the outside can galvanize a group, and I think you're seeing that with Querétaro. You're seeing a team that has grown into the tournament. Yes, we did beat them, but beating a team twice and in this quick of amount of time is very, very hard to do. So, you know, they're familiar with our stadium now, so that kind of is a factor. It is a funny variable in this competition, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be really, really hard for us to play them. There's no question about that. You know, but I would say that at home, the onus is on us to dictate the game, and we'll recover as quickly as possible. And if things align right, I think you guys know what the next game would look like. So that could be good too, if everybody does their part.
With as you have your thoughts on Red Bull being in 21st place, what do you think causes that, or is there?
I don't care.
Is it the stadium? Is it the officials?
I don't care. I don't care what place they're. I said it because that was a part of the point, but I'm not here to really judge them. I made a point about how you act on the field, and I think that for any young kid and young player, I think you should have the self-awareness to know when to speak and when to be humble.
Coach, we're going to take our last question via Zoom. It's going to come from John Lupo. John, please proceed.
Sorry, I'm not disrespecting you.
Hey Jim, first of all, congratulations on the victory. I thought that the game got off to such a fast start. There was such even more of a normal fast tempo and high press that they want to play. I thought that not only did Nathan and Damian too really just, you know, play well offensively, Nathan getting the goal. I thought the positioning of being able to shut down attacks and preventing them, aside from the Manuel goal, of getting what they wanted. I thought that they were outstanding in that regard, and I really think it continues to show off the depth you have being able to play them in the back line.
I don't know if that was a question or just a compliment of our team. No, they've been really good. I think they've been really, really solid. We have a deep group. We have a group that's galvanized and together. You know, we don't play perfect. I know that, but we find ways to win, and that's really what this game's about. Whether you're Herm Edwards or whatever, you know, saying you want to use it is about winning in pro sports, and our guys have found a way to win the games, and that matters. Again, the margins are always tight with us in Red Bull. There's no question about it, and they have really good players, and they're a good team, but I think that I also have a really good group, and I'm proud of them for tonight.
Thank you for your time.